Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, that series with the St. Louis Cardinals went very poorly. Started off very nicely for the Baltimore Orioles, getting a win, and then the last two games very impacted by the rain, and the Orioles just couldn't get it done. So you can see I'm on MassonSports.com. Let's get to that first game. St. Louis Cardinals 2, Baltimore Orioles 5. Cardinals committed a lot of errors in this series, and the Orioles are just, as usual, unable to capitalize on it because apparently their hitting coaches just, I don't know, they don't preach putting the ball in play. Maybe it also has to do with certain roster decisions. Yes, I understand injuries and all, but at the same time, roster construction is a thing. But, however, Holiday 2 hits and an RBI. Arias getting the two-spot duties. Mountcastle being pushed down in the order a bit more towards the cleanup spot. I guess because they feel that Ramon Arias is more of a two-hole guy and Mountcastle is more of a cleanup guy. Makes sense. I do like the right-handed hitter hitting in the two-spot, especially if you want Holiday 1 and Henderson 3. You really need a right-handed hitter in there. They tried Rutschman in there once or a few times, and I just don't like that because Rutschman isn't exactly the same hitter from the right side. So the other team will just put lefties in. So then Holiday has a disadvantage. Rutschman has a disadvantage. Henderson has a disadvantage. Instead of just putting a right-handed hitter in there. Because for some dumbass reason they keep wanting to put Adley Rutschman up there. Oh, he's not in here now because he took a foul ball off the face. Avoided the concussion list, but kind of dealing with that. Also, during this time, Mullins getting a few days off because of rest. Okay, however, boss. Arias had a hit. Henderson hit. An RBI, walked once. Mountcastle over. It'd be nice if... And this is why I say roster construction, because how many of the good hitters on this team are left-handed? A lot of them. How many good right-handed hitters they got? But it's definitely, the righties are way down here and the lefties are way up there. Lefties really have no protection from those very good left-handed relief pitchers. Whatever. O'Hearn 3 hits. He's still red hot. Rivera 1 hit. Kerstad 0 for 2 strikeouts. They did score a run. Man. He definitely is not getting the Kyle Stowers treatment. A lot of guys, when they come up here, especially the past few years, or maybe 3-4 years ago, this year and last year, maybe not really the case. But some guys would come up here to get a look and just not get not get a lot of playing time or a lot of consistent playing time. But it's not the thing with Kerstad. To a certain extent, that's because Kowser's on the injured list and O'Neill can't stay off the injured list as well. And that's kind of where some of this bad play is coming from, because now you have somebody that has to be in a corner outfield spot every night, because otherwise who the hell else is out there? Because now Ryno gets hurt. And he's not even producing at the plate. So he's not doing you any favors in the field, and he's not producing at the plate. Every once in a while he'll get a good game in there, but the problem is I think he's just playing too much at this point in his career. It's not working out well for him. Dylan Carlson facing one of his former teams, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Maverick Hanley 0 for 3 strikeouts. So, yeah. Looks like an okay defensive catcher, but apparently, and this is something that has apparently followed him for a while, can't hit to save his life. Awesome. Cool. Glad we got that guy. Carlson with a home run. Yeah. Only extra base hit to speak of. And they won. Holy shit. Stolen base by Carlson as well. Had himself a game. Too bad the rest of these assholes couldn't do anything. Or maybe just a few of these assholes screwing things up for the rest of them. Henderson caught stealing. Good job. Morton with a throwing error. Oh, yay. Yay! Charlie Morton with his first win as an Oriole. Holy shit, that took a long time. Wow! 1-7. Wow. Yes, Charlie Morton back out of the bullpen for the most part because, let's see, who else was in there? I mean, Sagano, Kramer, Povich, Eflin. Trevor Rogers did okay, so we'll see if it's Trevor Rogers that sticks around or Charlie Morton. Did they even get rid of Trevor Rogers already? Did they send him back down? I don't know where we're at. There are so many injuries. I feel like there was one point where we were getting some of the good guys back off the injury list, and now they're all going on there again. Luckily, you get Mullins and Rutschman, whatever the hell is wrong with Mullins, to avoid the injury list, but at the same time, you had to lose them for 2 games. That's cool. Yeah. Charlie Morton, 6 full innings pitched, does give up 4 hits and 2 runs and 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, but that's the best performance of Charlie Morton as an Oriole. And lights out from the bullpen. Like, holy shit, finally you assholes put it together. Sir Anthony Dominguez getting the full 7th inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Cano in the full 8th inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Felix Bautista, 8th save of the year, full 9th inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Holy shit! Where did this come from? What team was it? This wasn't the 2025 Baltimore Orioles. No way. This is like the 2023 or 24 Baltimore Orioles. This isn't 2025. This team looked like an actual baseball team. The rest of the time, they look like a bunch of damn bums. Let's get to game 2. Yeah, speaking of a bunch of bums. St. Louis Cardinals 7, Baltimore Orioles 4. Another error for the Cardinals in this game. The Cardinals committed an error every single game, yet the Orioles only won 1. Pathetic is what that is. Pathetic. Oh, I'll get to some more pathetic here in this damn game. Holiday 1 hit. Arias 2 spot again. 2 hits. Walks once. Henderson 0 for walks once. Because he really doesn't like that 3 spot. Mountcastle 3 hits. Holy shit, where the hell did that come from? Yeah, Mountcastle. Had like 2 doubles to lead off an inning. You can see he only scored once. Yeah, that shit's rearing its ugly head again. O'Hearn 1 hit, 3 RBIs, also walked once. Dylan Carlson 0 for, well, shit. He had a great game the game before and couldn't do it this night. Mateo 1 hit. Kerstad 0 for with an RBI. Well, at least he drove the run in, I guess, with one of his outs. Chadwick Trump. Yeah. Catcher, guess he can play some outfield. Because, again, not having the services of Adley Rutschman, so you need a third catcher. Wonderful. They had Hamill or Hummel or whoever that was. Still don't know who that is. He's gone. Here's this Trump guy. Trump. Ugh. Okay. However, because of course, when they could use Basayo and maybe get him his major league debut, and yeah, he may or may not be ready because he is kind of young. Of course, he was fucking injured too. You can't keep people healthy. Just holy shit. How many of your damn people are hurt? Terrible. Mountcastle, yeah, 2 doubles. O'Hearn, home run. Stolen bases, 2 by Mateo, 1 by Holiday. How the hell did you lose this game? Well, Sagano gives up 3. Problem is, rain, I feel that was a huge factor. Sagano gives up, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Rain, a little bit of a factor there. And then later in the game, here, started raining a bit again. Now, if you're a Major League Baseball player in your Major League Baseball position, it's probably a little easier for you to deal with. But if you're out of position, because of course Jorge Mateo playing center field and Heston Kjerstad playing right field, because that's a great defensive combination. Are you fucking shitting me? The same shit that was wrong with Brandon Hyde. Apparently, Tony Mansolino doing the same shit. You cannot have two outfielders that inexperienced right next to each other. You can't do that. Because then the one can't cover the other. From center field all the way to right field, none of those guys, they can't cover each other. If you put Carlson in center and Mateo in left, then Mateo could help Carlson and help Kjerstad. If you just put Carlson in left and Mateo in center, then Carlson can really only help Mateo, but Mateo's the center fielder. Good job, jackass. Yes, I do think it cost us the game. Because, yeah, a few misplays out there. Didn't give them an error. They should have. They should have. Because Mateo misplayed a ball out there that he should have been able to play. And he had a bad read on it. Missed time to jump. Ball gets over his head. And the other one, both he and Kjerstad going for this deep fly ball in the center field. Kjerstad, instead of going back to the spot, goes to the wall and then runs along the wall to it, which was weird. It almost worked. He did go into a slide, and Mateo kind of went over him. The ball definitely hit Kjerstad's glove to a certain extent. I think Mateo kicked it out of his glove. That's just, I was at the game, so I couldn't really see that well. So it's not like I had to benefit a whole shit ton of replays, but it looked bad. They look like little kids out there. I could track a baseball better than that in the outfield. I just can't run as well. I may not even get to the ball. I'm 2 miles away from the ball when it lands. But holy shit, you got to be able to track a baseball better than that if you especially want to be a center fielder. Then maybe he shouldn't be in center field. Duh. Assholes. Tomoyuki Sagano only able to go 5 1/3 of an inning, which really isn't that bad. Does give up 8 hits and 3 runs. Doesn't walk anybody and strikes 3 out. Still, even though that was somewhat of a bad outing for Sagano, it's really not that bad of an outing. It's really not. It's really some of the other shit that happened afterwards. Gregory Soto in to finish off the 6th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Why in the hell Soto didn't come back out for the 7th, I don't know. He only threw 11 pitches. You bring in Aiken here? That's the guy you want to bring in now? I guess hindsight's 2020, because obviously that was a bad move. Of course, at the same time, Soto was already out there. Whatever. Aiken only able to last 1/3 of an inning. He actually threw 17 pitches. He actually threw more pitches than Soto, but got less outs. Because Aiken gives up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Yanier Cano in to minimize the damage. Does get the final 2 outs of the 7th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Okay. Now they are out there letting each other's runs score, so however, though to a certain extent, if you bring them in a clean inning, maybe things go okay. But no. Whatever. And here comes Brian Baker. Well, because you just used all your good pieces the night before. You just used Cano. You just used Dominguez. You just used Batista. Why you didn't use Soto a little more, I don't understand that. Especially only throwing 11 pitches and getting those final 2. I don't understand how you didn't let him go a little longer. But whatever. And Monday was an early game, so you think they had a little bit extra rest. You're bringing in Brian Baker here to start the 8th inning. You figure Brian Baker's been pretty good. The problem is the rain. The rain hurt him a little bit, and it hurt the defense behind him. Baker getting 2 outs in the 8th inning, does give up 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Well, son of a bitch, man. You get the 2 strikeouts, you can't get the rest of the assholes out? Hell, just one of the assholes out before you give up the 3 runs. Nope, can't do it. Probably because it was raining a lot, because this is that time of the year, I guess. Whatever. Oh, shit. What is this guy's first name? New guy. Yarmil Geraldo. Sorry if I'm butchering the shit out of that. But I'm white. I don't exactly know how to pronounce that. It should be Geraldo, or is it Geraldo? Geraldo? Geraldo. Or Geraldo. Where the H's sound, are they silent or do they sound like H's? I think it depends on the word. Pitches 1 1/3 of an inning, which, man, and I was watching this guy pitch and I'm like, ew. Like a 93 mile an hour fastball and then an 82 mile an hour slider on it. I'm like, wow. Just, you look at some of these other young pitchers that some of these other teams have, and they're throwing 97 and 98. They got this 88 mile an hour changeup that nobody can touch because everybody's geared up for the fastball, or they got this wicked ass slider that nobody can touch because they're all geared up for the fastball. Where's that guy for us? Okay, we got Batista. Well, he's like from 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, we got Cano, but he's like from 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, we got Dominguez, but we traded for him. Yeah, we got Soto, but again, we traded for him. Where's the homegrown talent? Where's the guy that Mike Elias develops? Where the hell are all the players that Mike Elias developed? Well, a lot of them are injured. But, you know, you got Rutschman on the team. You got Henderson on the team. You got Holiday on the team. You got Kjerstad out there, screwing a pooch on just about everything. The young guys that Elias drafted and developed in his, what? This is his 8th year here? Where the fuck are they all at? Should have at least 4 guys a year now. Right? Because you've had 8 years to draft players. Okay, yeah, all right, you traded some away. But you would have gotten some back in the meantime. You pick some up in the draft. And then you develop these guys over a 2-3 year span. So where are all the guys from 2020 and 2021? Nowhere. And apparently nowhere to be fucking found. Except for Mayo, we saw a little bit of. Can't hit for shit. And can barely field either. Kjerstad, who obviously has never been in the outfield before. And apparently can't hit. To a certain extent, it's because everybody keeps hitting him. Taking 2 balls off the arm this season, took a ball off the head last season. He's kind of done, I think. I think he got bullied in the batter's box and he's done. But where's everybody else? There was 2 guys. Where the hell is everybody else? That's all you got? That's all you got? Would you draft 2 guys every year? Or you drafted 5 guys and only 2 got anywhere close to the major leagues and it's Mayo and Kjerstad? To me, maybe you should have kept Brandon Hyde and fired Mike Elias. He doesn't seem to be doing anything. All right, back to Geraldo. 1 1/3 innings pitched, does give up a hit, but no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. It ain't bad. I mean, that ain't bad. And if your fastball's only 93, that's not too bad. Of course, to a certain extent, how much is that of the St. Louis Cardinals having no clue who this dude is? All right, game 3. What a shock. The Orioles blew another fucking lead. Incompetent as shit. At some point, it's the stupid-ass offense that doesn't want to get off their ass and do anything. And I mean nothing. And the pitching staff locking it the fuck down. Now, the offense is actually getting up early, and the pitching staff is like, I'm just going to give up a bunch of runs, because I don't care. I got shit defense behind me because fucking idiots can't put an outfield together. That's what I'm saying. Where are Mike Elias' outfielders? Kjerstad? That's it. Seriously? He hasn't drafted another outfielder. He drafted Colton Cowser and Heston Kjerstad. That's it. He's had 8 drafts. Where are the outfielders? Hell, your starting center fielder is still a Dan Duquette guy. Where are the Mike Elias outfielders? Nowhere. You got one. And he injured because apparently he's an idiot. Or I guess you got 2. One's an idiot, likes to dive into first base, and the other is just incompetent as an outfielder. Cool. Wonderful. All right. Let's fire Brandon Hyde. What a fireball, I say, but this is me. St. Louis Cardinals 6, Baltimore Orioles 4. Yeah, you can see here in the second inning, Baltimore Orioles 3. And then even in the fourth inning, giving up 2, but then getting one back. You're still winning. Bam! Here in the fifth. Here you go, Cardinals, have 3 runs. All right. And then, of course, after that, 5 innings by the Cardinals bullpen. I don't care how good they are. 5 innings is a long time to cover, but I guess, whatever. Nothing. Can't do nothing. Runners in scoring position, 3 for 17. At some point, just start bunting. At least make the assholes field the fucking baseball. Fucking morons. Holiday 3 hits and an RBI. Rutschman, see, this is why Rutschman in the 2-hole. This is what I was talking about. Because they did that. They brought a lefty in to face the 3 of them. Rutschman's not that good from the right side. Or, it's not that he's terrible. It's, 1, he doesn't hit a lot from the right side. And 2, he's just not as good as Rutschman from the left side. You could tell with 3 strikeouts. Oh, and also, he just got hit in the face with a baseball, and he hasn't even caught since then. And you dumb-ass piece of shit put him in his second spot? Mountcastle and Urias have been tearing it the fuck up, and you put Rutschman back there? Because you're fucking stupid. I don't know who the hell's making the lineup, but there is speculation that Manzolino just plugs in the names in there and then sends it off to Mike Elias, or maybe it's Sig, for approval. So it's really Mike Elias making a fucking lineup. Well, apparently Mike Elias doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. You know what? Yeah, I believe it. Because remember, in Houston, he wasn't the GM. He was the assistant GM. Yeah, he can find some guys to develop him and all that. But when it comes time to winning a baseball game or winning divisions and winning playoff games, it's a different kind of thing. It's what they were saying with managers and why maybe Brandon Hyde wasn't going to be around. Because there's developmental and then there's kicking the shit out of all your opponents. Different. It's different type of leadership there. But here you go. Rutschman's in there. I mean, you look at how much playing time Kjerstad's got. Hell, Stowers couldn't buy 3 games in a row. But Kjerstad? Ridiculous. I mean, Rutschman, 0 with 3. Why the fuck did you go and put him right back in the 2 spot? Stupid. Henderson, 0, especially when you see Henderson struggling a little bit. Mountcastle or Urias needed to be up there. Oh, Ryan Mountcastle, 2 hits. Jorge Mateo pinch ran late, did not get an at-bat. Ryan O'Hearn, 1 hit, walked once. Ramon Urias, a hit, also walked once. Stupid asses. Mullins, nice to see him back in the lineup. 2 hits. Actually came around to score both times. Maverick Hanley, a hit in the RBI. Holy shit, Maverick Hanley did something at the plate. Wow. Emmanuel Rivera pinch hitting late. Not getting as much playing time now because Urias is back and Urias is hitting. So it's kind of hard not to put Urias out there. Especially when Holiday, another position that maybe could get Emmanuel Rivera in the lineup, Holiday's also hitting. Or even Ryan Mountcastle, another position that could get Emmanuel Rivera in there, he's hitting too. But who's not hitting? Your fucking shortstop and your fucking catcher. Whew. Awesome. Mr. Trump in there again, or he had to come in there Obviously, Maverick Henry got a pinch hitter. You're not going to put Emmanuel Rivera in a catch, though it would be nice if he could. Seems to be able to play everywhere else in the infield. Trump in there to catch, did not get in at bat. Dylan Carlson, ninth. I think Adley Rutschman should have been hit ninth, but whatever. 2 hits and an RBI. Who the fuck is making this lineup, man? Whatever, man. Holiday 2, Mountcastle doubles. Holiday had a 2-out RBI. Runners left in scoring position. Yeah, Mountcastle, Hearn, Arias, Rutschman, Henderson, Hanley. They all had people left out there in scoring position. 3 for 17. Ugh, that is terrible. Mullins stole base, so appears he's okay. Got a few hits and stole a few bases, or stole 1 base. Cade Povich, yeah, he was going fine, but then I think the rain was affecting him a little bit. Almost got out of that 5th inning, couldn't do it. Only able to get 2 outs in the 5th. Going 4 2/3 of an inning. Gives up 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned. 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. Pitch count elevated a little bit because of the strikeouts. So, disappointing is what it is. It's pretty disappointing. Because they had this game. And then the 5th inning just kind of let it go. Matt Bowman. Recently back Matt Bowman. Where was that move? I did not see. Okay, I mean, new guy Harada sent down. Matt Bowman selected again. And Matt Bowman's out of options, so maybe he'll be here a little bit longer. Now, hopefully, to a certain extent, I do feel Brandon Hyde overused Bowman. I think he overused a lot of the front end of the bullpen guys. Hopefully that's changed. Matt Bowman looked a lot fresher this time around. He was able to go 2 full innings, only threw 27 pitches, which isn't that many for 2 innings. What is that, 13.5 pitches an inning? That's pretty good. Does give up a hit and a run, but no walks, 2 strikeouts. In 2 innings from a guy who's what? Your 8th relief pitcher? That's fine. That's fine. You can handle that. Andrew Kittredge in for the... What the hell inning is this now? Oh, because... well, I guess it would be the 7th. Finishing off the 7th and then... Yeah. Getting 1 out in the 7th and then the first 2 outs of the 8th. Kittredge does give up 3 hits and 2 walks. He doesn't give up any runs. They were charged to Bowman. Or the one was charged to Bowman. And he strikes out 2. So probably the worst performance Kittredge has had. But I think Manzolino forgot about him. I really do. Because you see, this is a winning game here. Dominguez and then Cano. And then Batista. Here's a game that they were winning until, what, the 7th inning? Tied it up. The Cardinals tied it up, and then the 8th inning, the Cardinals won. Soto, Aiken, Cano. Why not Kittredge? Kittredge not available? Because to a certain extent, what? 3 days rest for Kittredge. Not great for relief pitcher. I've said that. Kind of thought that, Manzolino understood that. Though to a certain extent, it's perfectly reasonable that he forgot that Kittredge was there because Kittredge hasn't been there this whole season. This is his 3rd series. But still 2 strikeouts. It's not terrible. Between Bowman and Kittredge, 3 innings pitched. Only 1 run allowed. That's fine. That's fine. You expect your offense to get at least 1 run every 3 innings. Perfectly reasonable in this age in Major League Baseball. Whatever. they are facing a good bullpen in the St. Louis Cardinals. So, yeah. See that. Sir Anthony Dominguez finishing off the 8th inning and then pitching the full 9th inning, 1 1/3 of an inning pitched. No hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. I feel like the past few outings we've seen Dominguez bring that splitter back out. Don't know where the hell it went before, but maybe because we hadn't seen him pitch that much. Seen him pitch more. But bringing the splitter back. Good. I'm sure Jose Ramirez doesn't like that, but it worked for him. All right, let's get to some articles. This article here, I don't know where the one is for Geraldo and Bowman, but I missed it. Of course, I used their website, so I don't know. This here saying Mr. Hummel, what is his name? Cooper Hummel. Designated for assignment. I don't know why they got this guy in the first place, but whatever. We'll see if he clears waivers, because otherwise, the hell did you even get this guy for? Mike Elias, what is you doing? And adding catcher Chadwick Trump. Though, I don't know. I don't get it. I understand that Basayo hasn't caught that many games this year because of an injury. He's been in your organization for a while now. If you need another catcher, I don't understand why not bring him up. For lack of a better word, he's the backup to the backup. If the backup can't go 2-3 games without Adley Rutschman, I think it would have been a better decision. Though I don't know who anything about this Trump person. Maybe he'll stick around for a bit. Maybe he can be worth something more in the future. I don't know. Though at the same time, why have all these catchers if you have Adley Rutschman and he's the savior of your franchise? Maybe that's the reason. Because of how you handle Adley Rutschman, he just can't do it. Hell, he gets hit in the face with a damn baseball, and the next time you bring him in there, you want him to hit in a 2 spot. Morons. Article here written by Rock Bacco talking about Kyle Bradish and a little bit about Gary Sanchez doing some baseball activities. Like, where the hell has this guy been the whole year? Right when you need him, right when you need Gary Sanchez, or, right when you needed Basayo, neither one of them available because they both injured. Holy shit. You need to look internally and figure out what the fuck you are doing wrong. But you can't keep people healthy. And it's not good as an organization. You can't have 2 of your, next 4. Because then you got Rutschman, Sanchez, and then I assume Hanley and Basayo were your top 2 catchers in the minor leagues. 2 of them injured. And then Adley Rutschman get injured. What? You can't keep 2 of them dudes healthy. You can't keep 2 to 4 dudes healthy at one time. Something wrong. You doing something wrong. Plain and simple. Bradish, apparently, timetable, not ready until early August. Are you fucking kidding me? Maybe you pissed around too much last year. We need Kyle Bradish now. We don't need him in August. August, it's too fucking late. You might as well start dumping people now. Goodbye O'Hearn. Goodbye Ryan Mountcastle. Goodbye Cedric Mullins. Goodbye Jackson Holiday. Yeah, I think Orioles are going to be sellers because Kyle Bradish throwing bullpen sessions now. What? He not ready till early August? What the fuck are you doing? Oh, he needs to pitch a live batting practice, and then he needs to do rehab assignments, and that's going to take 2 more fucking months? Whew. You pissed around too much last year with his arm. And not only did you fuck him over because he injured him, you fucked yourselves over. Because you didn't have him available for the playoffs last year, and you not getting to the playoffs this year. Bad management. Running the team into the ground. On the good side, it is looking like maybe, possibly within the next week. So, we talked about the start of the next two series. Might be looking to see Cowser, Westburg, and Laureano back. It's possible. Cowser's probably going to be the first one back, and then probably Laureano. Westburg and his hamstrings are kind of iffy. But Cowser already had four games in the minor league for his rehab assignment. Westburg down there with him now, though they got rained out last night, playing a doubleheader today. They're getting in there. Now, the problem with that is, and why Rakabatko or whoever actually made the headline, because sometimes the person writing some of these articles doesn't actually make the headline. It's somebody else's job. It's a different position just because of how you can draw in readers. Roster decisions. You getting these three guys back, who's gone? Well, if Rutschman gets healthy and if Hanley stays healthy enough, that's obvious that the third catcher's gone. Now, who else? Look, if Rivera gets playing time, he can hit. The problem is he's not getting any playing time. So you let him, you send him down, and then for Westburg, now he's getting playing time. It's the same problem, you know? Arias is hitting, Holiday's hitting. Where the hell does Westburg go? Maybe he goes and plays, DH more. Stop putting Rutschman in there to DH. Stupid. I hate that. I hate it. I just hate it. Unless you are going to carry three catchers. When you're carrying the three catchers, I feel like it's okay. And then what do you do to get Laureano back? Speculation is it should be Kjerstad. Well, Rakabatko talks about a few options. One, Carlson, because, it's already happened to him a few times this year. The other option is Kjerstad, because Kjerstad, he's not up here for his glove in the outfit. He's not. He's up here to mash, and he's not. He's hitting below the Mendoza line. Not at the Mendoza line. I think Chris Davis was saying, at the Mendoza line, 197, 198-ish. Kjerstad is, all the way down to 190. Sorry, dude. I understand you want to see what he's got. No. Gotta go. Because if you're not going to contribute offensively, it's fine. Don't hurt us defensively. That's the thing with Carlson. He doesn't hurt you defensively. Okay, maybe he's not doing us any favors offensively. Though, you get a few surprises every once in a while. And he's not going to hurt you defensively. Okay, again, hard decision time. And you know what? I said that a long time ago. Let's get the schedule, wrap this shit up, and get out of here. Chicago White Sox coming into town. Wow, probably one of the only two, I guess the Rockies. Teams worse than the Baltimore Orioles. Hopefully, you get a series win. Hopefully. Cross your fingers, everybody. Cross your fingers. Friday's game, Thursday today, off day. Friday's game tomorrow night. Scheduled 7:05. Saturday's game scheduled 4:05. Sunday's game scheduled 1:35. And then an off day Monday. Well, that's pretty fucking lame, but whatever. Because, it would be nice to have had that off day somewhere else. Let's say after that 4-game Red Sox series. Whatever. However, we'll take it, I guess. So, that will do it for this edition of Ryno's Rate. What the hell do I call this show? I'm not going to cut that out. I do too many different shows. That's going to do it for... I can't stop laughing at myself. I promise, this time, this is going to do it for Ryno's Orioles Report. Please stay tuned for Monday, and I will discuss the series between the Chicago White Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.